Hi, my name's Jen, and this is your water element flow. Earlier today, I watched a short YouTube clip of Simon Sinek on how to adapt to the changing times. And I was really inspired by that short clip. And also, it left me really recognizing the importance of our willingness to adapt to the circumstances when that is what's being asked of us. So when I think about the concept of adaptability, or this willingness to move through seasons of change, I come back to the element of water. And so I thought we would practice with this element of water in mind today. So we're going to go ahead and start seated. You can have a blanket underneath of your legs and sit up on another blanket, a yoga bolster, a pillow, a block, something that's just going to give your hips just a slight rise upward and allow you to get more length through the line of your spine. You can let your hands rest down on your thighs, turning the palms down to begin, just to cultivate a sense of grounding, and then let your eyes softly close. Feel the base of your body release down, settling the foundation. And feel a sense of lightness in your spine and up through the crown of your head. And then bring the awareness of your mind to the movement of the breath. Watching the breath as it enters and exits your body. And the shifts that you feel in your physical body as a result of breathing in and breathing out. Take a breath in, draw into the body through the nose. Take a breath out, softly sighing the breath out through the mouth. Let your eyes open, and as you breathe in, circle sweep your arms, reach your arms up and along the sides of your face, stretch up through your fingertips. As you exhale, join your prayer hands over your heart. And slide your prayer hands down into the center of your heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, a circle sweep of your arms. Feel the length of the sides of your body, the reach through your elbows and fingers. Exhale, prayer hands come together. And slide your prayer hands down into your heart. Inhale as you circle sweep. Feel the extension of your arms, reach out from your heart, stretch all the way up. Exhale, prayer hands coming together, sliding the prayer hands down into the center of your chest. Inhale, circle sweep your arms, reach your arms up by your ears, and as you exhale, take your left hand down by your left hip and side tilt over, stretch out long through the right side of your body. Inhale as you rise up through the center, stretch up through your fingertips. Exhale as your right hand comes down, lean to the right, open through the left side body. 2 more times to each side. So inhale, stretch up, create length through the spine, and exhale as you bring your left hand down and arc over. Inhale as you come through the center, feel your fingertips reach up. Exhale, bring your right hand down, side stretch over. 1 more time each way. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale as you rise. Last one. Exhale, right hand to the floor, lean to the right. Inhale as you come up through the center. Let the sides of your body grow long. Stretch up through your palms and your fingers as you ground into the sitting bones. And exhale, let your arms come down. Bring your hands onto your knees. So Shiva circles. So we're going to possibly slide the hips off of the support. And you're going to begin to lean your body out to the right. Let your chest draw forward. Lean your body out to the left. And then draw the belly button in toward the spine. And then again to the right. Let the chest draw forward. Lean to the left. And then round through the back. And then just a couple more times going that same direction. Feeling the fluidity and the smoothness of the rolling cat-cow. That's what I sometimes like to call it. It's a rolling cat-cow. Okay, and then as your chest draws through to the center, we're going to reverse and go the other way. So lean out to the right, draw the belly button in, lean out to the left, and then let the chest draw through. And then just keep that going, rounding. Feel the weight shifting across the pelvis as you're moving. All right, and then as you're coming back up through the center, you're going to just sit tall. Inhale, let your arms sweep up by your ears. At the top, if it's possible, interlace your hands. Stretch up through your index finger. Draw your biceps in toward your ears and feel this rise upward. Breathe in, and as you exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Let your arms reach back out to the sides. We're going to let the hands come down and then bring the body to all fours, tabletop position. So if your blanket is there, if you need to create a little bit of a bigger platform for your knees, feel free to do so. And then you can place your knees back onto the blanket. Take your hands a little bit farther forward than you would for tabletop, and maybe even slightly wider. We're going to begin to do that circle motion again, this time with the hips circling around the knees. So just begin to move the hips around. Keep going another time or two this direction. And then after that, next one, go ahead and reverse and begin to take your hips around the opposite direction. One more time. And then let your hips come up through the center, spread through your fingers, ground into the balls of the feet, float your knees up, downward facing dog. So just like when we were seated and we brought the arms by the sides of the face and felt that long energy line, see if you can feel that here from your tailbone, out through your spine, out through the crown of your head, this long line of energy as you gently pedal through the knees and through the feet. In the downward facing dog, take one more breath in, and as you're exhaling, look upward toward your hands. Take a big step with your feet, coming to forward fold at the front short side of the mat. So inhale, hands on the blocks, the shins, or you can leave them down on the floor as you lift out through your belly, reach out through the crown of your head, and then as you exhale, fold back in to your legs. Release and relax through your head. And two more times. Inhale, lift through the belly, Reach out through the crown of the head, and then as you exhale, fold in. So you feel that wave-like motion in your spinal column. Inhale, lift through the belly. Reach through the crown of the head, and then exhale, that wave-like motion as you fold the body back into the legs. Inhale, bend your knees, circle, sweep your arms, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale as your prayer hands come together. Draw your prayer hands down into the center of your chest. Inhale, let your arms sweep back up and along the sides of your face. And as you're exhaling, swan dive your body forward over your legs. Inhale as you're lifting the belly away from the thighs. Reach out through the crown of your head. Exhale, take your right foot, step it back, spin your right heel down for warrior two. Inhale as you let your arms cartwheel around, pass through the warrior two, flip up your left palm, right hand to the right thigh, arc back into the reverse warrior. Take another breath in here, draw the belly button in and the front ribs in, and as you exhale, let your arms cartwheel back around. So frame your front left foot, your right hand is on the floor or a block, slide your left hand to your left hip, turn through your belly, turn through your chest, revolved, high lunge, one more breath in. And as you're exhaling, you're going to bring your left hand down. So maybe place the block beneath both hands, lower the back right knee, down to the floor, low lunge. So we're going to do a low lunge half split flow. So we're going to start by breathing in, low lunge. We're going to sweep the arms up and along the sides of the face. And then as you exhale, let your hands come down. And in that same exhale, move your hips back as you find half split pose. And then as you are breathing in, the left foot will plant, the arms will find their way up, the belly button will draw in toward the spine, and then as you exhale, let your hands come down, move your hips back as you rock onto your front left heel. Again, inhale, the left foot plants, find your sense of stability as you flow gracefully upward into low lunge. And then as you exhale, let your hands come back down, move your hips back in space, rock up onto that front heel. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, plant the left foot down, float the arms up by the sides of the face. And as you're exhaling, let your hands come down, move your hips back in space. We're gonna stay in that half split now. So if you need to move the blocks or reposition your body in any way, so I do recommend keeping a little bit of a bend in the front left knee. Roll the pelvis slightly forward. It's a very slight tilt, so it's going to feel like you're sticking the buttocks toward the back short side of your mat, and then drag your left heel back. It's not really going anywhere. It's just more of an energetic drag. Inhale, feel your chest lift, and then as you exhale, let your body fold forward in toward your front left thigh. And we're going to do that again. So inhale, let your belly lift away from your front thigh, reach long through the crown of your head. Exhale as you fold your body in toward your front left leg. One more time, that wave-like motion in the spine. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you let your hips begin to shift back into low lunge. You're going to move your blocks forward so that you can press into the back ball of the foot. Bend the back right knee, press off the foot, step forward, landing and taking halfway lift. Inhale long through the spine. Exhale as you fold into your legs. Inhale, bend your knees, reversing your swan dive. Take your arms, reach your fingertips all the way up. And as you exhale, let your knees bend, swan dive your body forward over your legs. Back into forward fold, release through the head. Inhale, lift your belly away from your thighs. Reach out long through the crown of the head. Feel your shoulders draw down your back toward your hip bones. Exhale as you step your left foot back. spinning that left heel down to the floor, inhaling, cartwheeling the arms, rising first through the warrior two pose, and then that right palm is going to flip up to face the sky as your left hand comes to land on your left thigh, right knee reaching toward the front short side of your mat as you reach long through the right side body. Take a breath in here, and then as you're exhaling, you're going to let your hands take that cartwheel motion, coming down to frame the front right foot. Now your left hand can be directly on the mat or place the hand on the yoga block while your right hand comes up to your right hip, and then you're going to turn through your belly and through your chest in a variation of revolved high lunge. Take a breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale. And as you're exhaling, you're going to bring your right hand down, so to the floor or to the block, and then your back left knee is going to come down so that you're finding the low lunge position. So you're going to start that half split and low lunge flow. So you're going to inhale by engaging the front heel and back knee toward one another. Stretch your fingertips up toward the sky, low lunge pose. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks or to the floor as you move your hips back in space, rocking up onto your front right heel, half split. And then as you inhale, plant your right foot down, low lunge, and allow your arms to lightly lift upward by the sides of your face. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down to your blocks. Move your hips back in space, half split pose. Inhale, plant the right foot down. Circle, sweep your arms, reach them up by your ears. And then as you're exhaling, let your hands come down. Move your hips back in space. Rock up onto your right heel. Half split pose. One last time. Inhale, plant your right foot down. Let your arms find their way up and along the sides of your face. And then as you're exhaling, let your hands come down. Frame your right foot. Moving your hips back in space, rocking onto your right heel. So this is where our hold is taking place. So if you need to adjust your blocks or adjust the stance of either leg, so keep a soft bend in your right knee. Roll the pelvis slightly forward. So it's a very slight tilt, but it's just going to keep you from coming into that strong rounded back. And then feel your right heel. It's like an energetic drag backwards. And then we'll wave the spine. So inhale, lift the belly, reach long through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, fold into your front right thigh. Inhale as you feel the belly lift. Let the crown of your head reach out. And then as you're exhaling, fold into your front right thigh. One more time. Inhale, lift through the spine. And then as you're exhaling, allow your body to fold inward to your front right thigh. Right on your next breath in, you're going to allow your front right foot to come down. We're going to take the blocks, move them off to the side. You're going to lift your back left knee. This time we're going to step the right foot back into downward facing dog. So you're going to step the right foot all the way back. Just give a gentle pedal out through the knees, out through the feet. Right, breathe in, let your hips start to shift forward into plank pose. Now your knees can be up or your knees can be down, and you're going to exhale, let your elbows bend and begin to bring your body down to your chest and to your ribs. So you're going to stack your palms, left palm on the bottom, right hand is placed on top. The forehead is going to come down onto your right, like your right knuckles. And your knuckles and your forehead are going to stay connected as we begin to come into a half locust flow. So keep the right foot down. And as you inhale, you're going to let your tailbone draw down, float your left leg, your right arm, and your head up. So it almost looks like you're giving like a little salute. And then as you exhale, let your left leg and your right arm come down. We're going to do that same side 2 more times. So inhale, ground the right foot. Inhale, float the left leg up. Float the right arm and the head up. And then exhale as you come back down. And then one more time. Inhale, float the left leg. Float the right arm. Exhale as you come down. Inhale to float up. Exhale to come down. We're going to switch the position of the hand. So bring your right arm on the bottom, your left hand on top. Your forehead is going to rest on your left hand, the back of your left hand, ground down through the left foot. Inhale, begin to draw your tailbone down and start to float your right leg, and then your left arm with your forehead and hand connected, rise up, and then as you exhale, bring everything back down. Inhale to lift the right leg and the left arm. Exhale to lower. One last time, ground down through the left foot, draw the tailbone down. Inhale, float the right leg. Lift the left arm. Exhale as you come down. For a moment, bend your knees, pull your heels toward your buttocks, and give a little sway of your legs from side to side. You're going to slide your hands underneath of your chest, so lower chest, upper ribs. We're just going to take a few moving cobras before we start to shift up to seated. So ground through both feet now, ground through the hands, draw your elbows in, inhale, draw your chin in. Think about curling up from the back of your body, like your shoulder blade area, and then let your head at the last moment come up. And then as you exhale, bring your front ribs and your chest back down to the floor. And then again, really root strongly through the hands and the feet. Roll up from the shoulder blades first. Draw your tailbone down. Let your head lift so that the gaze is straight ahead. And then as you exhale, come down. So just feeling the water-like fluid movement. As you do this one more time, inhale, ground the feet, ground the hands, roll up from the shoulder blades. Let the heart lift. Let the gaze lift. And then as you exhale, let everything come down. Good. Now we're just going to be pressing up to tabletop. So you're going to inhale, ground down through the hands, lift the hips up, and then just take a few sways with your hips from side to side. Okay, and then we're going to shift to our seat. So you can bring your legs out to the right or left, sink out onto the opposite hip. I'm actually going to turn to face you. So we're going to take the legs out long on the mat. We're going to extend out through the left leg, and we're going to bend the right knee for cradle position. So you can reach down for your foot. So left hand could hold the right heel, and right hand could hold the outer edge of the foot. And then you can just rock the leg a little bit from side to side. Now, another way to do this is if you have a little more rotation in the hip, you can actually place your right foot into the left elbow crease. So it's above the elbow crease, so it's on the bottom part of the left bicep area, right? And so I create some strength in the outer ankle so the foot feels more like mountain pose versus like turning into what's called inversion. Then I might do a little rocking from there. Now another variation of this that I really like, it's my favorite one, is to hold on to the right leg with your left elbow crease or your left hand. Take your right hand to the floor, lean out onto your right hand, And then lean out onto your right hip and then roll on the right hip. So sometimes we find little points of tension in the hip, and so those points of tension, if you find one, you'll know that you found one. You'll definitely feel it, and you can pause on those points of tension for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right, take a last inhale and a last exhale. And then you can rock your body back up to the center. We can start to slowly release the right leg back out. And before we go into the second side, just let your feet be a little bit apart. Take a breath in. Let your arms sweep up by your ears. So you just get some lightness in your low back, extension up through your spine and through your fingertips. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, let your arms come back down. Leaving the right leg out long, bending the left knee, catching hold of the foot for cradle. So right hand to left heel, left hand to the outer edge of the foot. And so you can rock from there. You can even do this rock on the outer hip by just holding onto the foot. So if you have a little more range of motion in the hip, and you can bring the foot up to the bottom part of the right bicep, you can cradle the leg in that way. So there's going to be a strong tendency for this left foot to do what is called inversion, where there's like this curling up of the inner edge of the foot to the inner ankle. So you want to see if you can draw the outer edge of your foot toward your outer ankle bone. And so then the foot is strong on the inside of the ankle as well as the outside of the ankle. And then when you feel ready, holding onto the left leg with your right hand or elbow crease as you lean out onto your left hand, and then just roll around on the outer left hip. Just nice and slow. As you find points of tension, take that momentary pause to connect into the movement of the breath. So all things are in a state of flux and change, including our thoughts, our emotions that we experience, the tension we may have in our bodies, right? And so I have found it to be very helpful to just utilize the anchor of the breath as a way to calm the internal movements, to create a connection to a place of stillness despite the constant change that we find ourselves in each and every day. Okay, last breath in. Okay, and last breath out. Okay, and then we're going to come back through the center. Take the left leg, stretch it out. You can leave a little bit of space there between the feet. Press out through your heels, spread through your toes, breathe in, stretch your arms up. So as your arms reach up, see if you can feel just a little bit of lightness in your low back. Your legs are grounded, pelvis is grounded, but there's lightness as you rise. We're going to take a side tilt here. So exhale, bring your right hand down by your right hip, and then side stretching staff. So just reach out through your left arm. Let's hold here for a moment. Breathe in through your nose and a sighing breath out through your mouth. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand down beside you, side tilt over, pause. A sighing exhale, inhale. Inhale to rise. Exhale, sighing breath out as your arms sweep out to the side, coming back down. Coming down onto your spine. We'll take knees to chest and happy baby. So if you have the blanket still there, You might leave it for more support underneath of your low back. Or otherwise, you can just come on down, pick up your feet, draw your thighs in toward your ribs. Rock along your back, just thinking of massaging the musculature, especially in that low back from your hips to your lowest ribs, and feeling the pressure of the lowest ribs. It's almost like you're giving your kidneys a massage. Okay, and then you can feel free to move your knees a little wider. If you want, you can stack your ankles up over your knees, and again, you can just keep a little bit of that rocking motion going. Okay, and then as you're ready, one more, knees to chest. And place your feet down and a little wide. Rock your knees a few times, side to side. Okay, and then we're going to stretch the legs out long on the mat. Bring the arms down by the sides. Turn your palms up, and then allow yourself a minute here just to come back into feeling the fluidity and the flow of the inhale and the exhale. Coming back to the feeling of your body supported by the earth, bringing some movement into your fingers and into your toes. Allowing your knees to bend one at a time, place your feet flat to the earth. Roll your body over to the right or to the left. Press your hands down and start to give rise to your body. Come all the way back up to your seat. Join your hands at your heart. The light within me bows to that same light that exists within you. Namaste.